This is the curry that you came here for. As you can see, there's pap on this side, and this is the potato curry. I added lentils. Wow, it's looking beautiful. Oh, hello, 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 hello. It's not looking high enough. What's happening? Should I do dishes first or should I cook first? Hello. Hey y'all, welcome to Dinner Live. As I mentioned in the video that you probably joined from, I'm cooking a spicy potato curry. Thanks TikTok Vibes. Hi Pranal. Okay, cook first. By the way, I guess this is my new setup. I was watching The Wailing, which is a 2016 Japanese South Korean horror movie, and it is one of the most uncomfortable horror movies I've ever watched. Not for anything scary that happened in the plot, but more so for stupid decisions that the characters make. Sometimes on the inside you're squirming, like, don't do that, but they do it anyways. I've got to charge this laptop. So let's do that. If you've joined, thanks for being here. Follow for more content. Check out the content on my page. See if you're into that and follow for more. I posted a solo journeys video earlier, so I hope you enjoy me getting samosas at Oriental Plaza. It was definitely an experience. I just woke up. I know one of you mentioned to me in the chat the day before, hey, why don't you go to Oriental Plaza? So that day when I woke up, I thought to myself, I'm thinking about going somewhere. Let's gather the courage. Let's look at the map. How long is the map saying? And knowing me and the pace at which I walk, I'll probably cut that time in half. So the map was saying 40 minutes. It took me 20 minutes to get there, and I did get a delicious samosa breakfast. So go check out that video on my page. Go leave a like, go leave a comment, and share it with people that love vegetarian food like I do. Somebody said cook first. Why don't you grow your hair? I feel light and I feel free. That's why. Should I chop the veggies first? Me asking the audience how to cook when I've been cooking all this time. Let's keep this as a space and move this out of the way. So I'll go charge it on another space. Where though? Oh, on that side. Stay tuned. What do you think of roast vegetables? Hi, Queen. I love roast vegetables. I love potato. You know, sometimes you get the roast pack. It has red onion, potato, peppers inside, carrots sometimes. I really love those. Personally, if I were roasting it, I wouldn't just season. I'd do some type of light stock over it. Judica, hi. Hi, how's it going? The first thing I like to do, roast potatoes with vegetables. I'm doing wild things. What is roast potatoes with vegetables? Let's wash my hands first. With homemade cream. Is that what you're eating for dinner today? If you've just joined, I'm washing my hands. I'm about to chop my veggies to go into my curry. I have garlic, onion, habanero chilies, tomato, and potatoes, all of which need to be chopped. And maybe I'll add the leftover okra. Hi, DW. My weekend was uplifting and I got a lot done, and I'm trying out a new setup, and I uploaded a solo journeys, which gave me anxiety. Actually, I got into the flow of uploading my lives to YouTube, and I was thinking it is going to be hot, but by day 2 it's not hot. So I'm thinking, what if I do 3 in this curry, and by day 2, by tomorrow, I'll barely notice them. How's work? You said you're starting a new job. Did you say you're starting a new job? I know you moved to a new location. Have you settled in Pretoria? How are things going? Mm-mm. 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 Okay, so here's the tomato, here's the garlic, here's the potato. I think I want to use 3 potatoes. Do I want to use 3 potatoes? I want to use 4 potatoes. So I'm going to use 4 potatoes. Okay, what else? Onion. It's in the fridge already. Oh no, this onion. There are lentils in here. I just discovered that I had lentils in my fridge. So I'm probably going to put them in the curry. And habanero chilies. I'm going to risk it, and I'm going to put 3. So we're going to see how that goes. Mm-mm. I wish you were closer. Can I bring you closer? Let's see. Do you have carrots? Not today. I don't have carrots today. Is that a better view? Okay, it looks like a better view. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, this onion is not looking good, but there's no other onion left, so I've got to use it. Smelling like fridge. Mm-mm. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing, is the view better there or there? There or there? I think there. Okay, chopping my onion first. Cool. Next, garlic. So I want to do 2 cloves. And put the rest back. Putting this back. I'm only doing 2 cloves. The alternative is if I put it here, there's no lighting, so I'm making use of where the light is, and yeah. As you see, I like to smash the garlic with the side of the knife. It makes it easier to peel the garlic. And in that way, you're not struggling too much with garlic peels. Cool. Chop up my garlic. Okay. So I just chopped onion and the garlic, and the next thing I'm going to chop is the habanero chilies. So I have one here and I have two here. So this one I don't have to put in. I want to push it. I know what one is like. I know what two is like. So I don't know what three is like. I'm going to be trying this for the first time. Not the chilies, but trying 3 in one meal. If you've just joined, I'm cooking spicy potato curry, and the first thing that I usually like to do whenever I cook is to chop my onion, garlic and chili. I'll also chop the tomato and the potatoes before I start cooking the curry. That was a lot of chili. We're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see. And I'm gonna be having milk tea with my meal, so that's gonna be something. Here's a tomato, let's rinse. How hot are they? Thanks, Sads. By the way, if you want to be an active member of my fan club, there are currently 12 fans in my fan club, simply send a heart me to keep your status as a fan active. Hi, Kayla. How hot are they? They're not very hot, I'll be honest. You see the sweat dripping down my head, but whoa, look at how beautiful that tomato is. Hey, how beautiful, so cute. Oh my god, I wish you could see, like, well, you can see. Hi Sads, I'm doing well, and you? This tomato is beautiful. It needs to be on a sandwich. It needs to be eaten raw. That's how beautiful it is. It's so red. I wish the blue light didn't wash out the color. Here for habanero potato curry, I'm glad. Kariana. Haven't heard from you in a while. How are things going? By the way, to those that are freaked out by unpeeled potatoes, I don't peel my potatoes. I'm going to rinse these potatoes and then I'm just going to chop them into small cubes so that they don't take too long to cook. And I discovered lentils. So these lentils were in the fridge. I'm going to put them into the curry. One of the beautiful things about the way I cook is, I'll tell you in a second. One of the beautiful things about the way I cook is that I find a reason to put whatever vegetables I can into the thing that I'm making. So even though I'm making a spicy potato curry, if I have leftover lentils, if I have okra that I want to put into the curry, I'll do that. Make it exciting. switch things up a bit. In that way, you're not making the same potato curry all the time. I'm doing well, thank you. I am well. I'm thriving and flourishing the way I should be. Okay. So let's chop. My potatoes have a hint of green. If you don't hear from me tomorrow, this was a satisfying final meal. I'm not sure if a hint of green means something deadly, but somebody will let me know in the chat. So I'm looking for small cubes. And essentially this size cube is what I'm going for. How's your view at night? I got a view of the street. Which, by the way, I had a view of the street when I lived in my Cape Town dream apartment. So it's not necessarily my favorite because you always hear traffic, but I love it. For now. For this season, I love it. It's fitting. It was what I was looking for. I'm glad and I'm grateful that the universe matched my values with what I was looking for. I'm not going to have enough space on this board, so I'm going to put the potato in a bowl. Next, you must make some roti. I don't have the cast iron pan for roti, so yeah, I don't have the cast iron pan. Somebody want to send me a cast iron pan? Send me a DM. The one that I got from Woolworths wasn't ideal for making roti because it has raised sides. So the roti's size is limited. Cubes of potato reminds me of gold dish or golden dish or something like that. I think I've seen their vegetable curry once and it had cubed potatoes and I'm like, that's the way. I like it. I love potato. So let's just do all of it. That's the way. Should try the Checkers veg curry. What's Greenside? Is Greenside the place or is Greenside the name of the brand? This dish with roti would slap. Yes. And when did I go to Karnichas? Yesterday. Did I go to Karnichas yesterday? Whenever I went to Karnichas, there were no rotis. I didn't see any rotis there. They were probably all sold out. That's the way. But if I wanted to get rotis from inside Karnichas, I could have done that. But it's 4 and a roti, so I didn't want to do that. Maybe, should I leave one potato? It's looking excessive now. Is it looking? Yeah, one potato, even though I rinsed you, will stay uncooked for another day. What else? Okra? No. Lentils. Then close again. Okay. Okay. Bugsy, have you been to Durban? Yes, I have been to Durban. I lived in Durban in 2018. I worked at Unilever in 2018 and I was living in Umhlanga. I'll tell you, it was year one of the darkest time of my life. It was definitely a dark, dark time. Your fan club has completed the first stage of Club Quest. Club Cheers has been unlocked for all fans to send and celebrate. All fans that send me a heart me, looks like you got Club Cheers now in your gifting arsenal. So if you want to send that, feel free to do that. What made it dark? I became aware that corporate is about wearing masks, playing games, and hurting people. And I went into it bright-eyed and ignorant, thinking I'm going to make an impact in the world and I'm going to change people's lives and I'm going to learn marketing and I'm going to do amazing campaigns that touch the hearts of the consumers. And then I ended up seeing very quickly, actually, within the first 3 months, that my manager was insecure for many reasons and was really lying to me about what she was saying about me to the people that were evaluating versus what she was saying to my face. So I couldn't trust this person. This person was vindictive. This person was manipulative. I remember they would have angry outbursts that nobody would see, but they would be doing it behind closed doors. So my spirit was being broken day after day. And I did not have nobody showed me that, hey, this isn't how life should be. Nobody showed me that, like, why are you tolerating this for so long? Nobody showed me, like, stand up for yourself, speak for yourself. Nobody showed me strength, courage. I was learning how to be a manager from one of the worst people. So it took a bit of time, but I got out of it, but then didn't take time to reevaluate my life choices, went into another job, and that was year 2 of the darkest time in my life, when I thought it would be different in a different company with a different manager, but it was all the same thing. There's a vegetarian place in Umhlanga called Little Gujarat. You know what? It was such a dark time, I didn't do much exploration. Thanks, Jay. Thanks for sending the heart me. By the way, if you want to be an active fan in my fan club, send a heart me, and that keeps things active, and it also unlocks a bunch of other goals for us, including the Club Cheers, which we saw was just unlocked. Talking to people at Unilever, thinking they're going to help me. They already knew what I was experiencing. They knew for a long time. They knew what type of person this was. They knew this type of person's history in that company, and nobody really helped me. Nobody stood up for me. Nobody tried to help me, and that's why whenever they reach out, I don't want to speak to any of them. I don't have fond memories of any of them, even the ones that I did have pleasant conversations. I don't want to hear from them because you didn't say anything. You didn't say anything. You didn't have a spine. You didn't have a backbone. And I'm glad to move on from you. March, what's for supper? Spicy potato curry. Sorry, I just got onto a tangent there about talking about year 1 of the darkest time of my life, which was 2018. I need a pot, right? Yes. No. Okay, we're going to use this pot. Because this pot's got oats in it and I can't really take the oats out. I don't have any containers. So, okay. On low to medium heat, I also do clean up while I cook. So, let's throw these peels. I can smell the chili and it smells more sweet than it does spicy. How was the roti roll? The roti roll was iconic. You know what? When I'm living in Midrand, I'm going to be eating at Karnicha's probably every day. I speak it into existence. Karnicha's, you're my one true love. When they ask me who I'm going to marry, do I think about marrying? I think about you. I think about your delicious food. Honestly, you're the only one that can cook as good as I do. I think about you all the time. Karnicha's, you're my soulmate. I'm gonna add some rama. Okay, let's wipe the countertop first. It's looking a bit messy. Okay, what do I have here? The stuff I chopped, the potato, and the lentils that I found in the freezer. And I'm going to rinse this. Sumit, the way the stove is positioned is backwards. You can see that only that's because only one plate is working. So this plate is not working. So where the cord is running, you know, I hear you, but preserving the integrity of the cord is not too high on my list right now. I mean, what really is a right side and wrong side? You know what, breaking your spirit for money, it's not something I will do for my life, not right now. It's something I would have done back then when I was in a cloud. Thanks for the heart, me Aries. When I was in a cloud, when there was like a cloud here and I couldn't see clearly, it was a decision I would make, but not right now. Thanks, Sumit. I don't know. All I know is that, you know, the part that comes from the inside of the hot plate out, like the element, there's a part that comes out and there's a part that's going in. The part that comes out, I saw an explosion there, and then the plate never worked from that point onwards. I wonder, like, should I put knorr soup into this curry? But that will dull the flavor. I don't want to dull the flavor. Also, knorr soup, I don't know if you noticed, but it makes everything taste the same. So we're going to put some of the fat in the pot. To those that are here, if you're new and you're not already following me, follow for more content. I love doing lives, I love cooking, I love eating. So you're going to get this cooking show and you're going to get an eating show afterwards. No, it was an explosion. But nothing really flew out of the space, but like it felt like an explosion at that point on the element. So I'm going to put some fat inside the pot. I'm using this one that looks like more or less more. Can you see what's in the pot from there? Thanks for that. This is Rama actually. How did I do it before? This is one of the messiest things. It's so annoying. But then I bought a brick, right? I should have bought a tub if I wanted it cleaner. I think I should put that oats in the fridge also. I'm gonna wash my hands with soap. I don't like this this feeling. By the way, also let me know, hi Sniper, let me know in the chat if the sound goes out so that I know to change the mic. Hi Rashmi. And that also reminds me that, charge the other mic. So let's do that. Okay, I'll be back in a second. Smooth operator. Smooth. Need to get me one of those wired mics. Unprepaid. Oh, you can see me. You saw me going up there. Where in Joburg are you, Marshalltown? Okay. The fat, why did it melt? I don't know. So I'm gonna put in the onion, the garlic, and the chili right now. What are you making? Potato curry. Please don't disappoint me speaking to the habanero. Please be an adequate level of hot. By the way, life hack, if your curry is too hot from chilies, you can add half a teaspoon of brown sugar, or a teaspoon depending on how much curry you have. That tempers the spice. Okay, I'm also gonna salt, because I like to salt lightly to draw out whatever moisture is there. If we choose to have dessert, if you choose to stay for dessert, I'm gonna have these ginger cakes with peanut butter. Thanks, Rashmi. Send me a DM so I have, so we can be in contact. I can't, I want to block this one, but let's see, are you hot? You are hot. Okay, I won't block you. What potato is that? I don't know, you tell me. Does this look like white potato or yellow potato? It looks green to me. Your favorite curry, Monica, you can't eat spicy. Doesn't mean you don't put chilies, or does it mean you scoop out your own curry and you put chilies for the other people? The habaneros is not as hot. I put 3. It's not as hot as I thought it would be. Commissioner Street, I walk past there. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I can't tell, is this white potato or is this yellow potato? You cook with paprika. I had my paprika season in 2016. I was buying paprika, I was buying cayenne. I also did garam masala, and then things changed. I still have the skills, but yeah. Okay, y'all are asking like, are you using turmeric in the curry? I'm gonna use chili powder. I don't have turmeric. You know what? I know about white potatoes and I know about yellow potatoes. So, and the way I talk about it is like, this is probably a white potato, but there's a flesh of the potato that's yellow. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, are they talking about the type of potato? Also, this chili powder is disappointing. It's not hot, and that's tragic. Why you call yourself chili powder? Ooh, it's looking good. Almost there. I bought this chili powder from Spa. Why no kitchen cupboards? I mean, what's this? Cohen. I've never heard somebody call it white potato curry. I've heard somebody call it white potato, which it's not a curry, right? It's dry. I've heard of yellow potato. It doesn't usually have gravy. I wouldn't consider it a curry. So this is the first time I'm hearing somebody call it white potato curry or yellow potato curry. The smell is mostly the smell is mostly habanero smell, and it smells sweet. And because I'm going to add a lot of water to this curry, I think I should. Nagyas is where in the CBD? Okay, let's just do a teaspoon and a half. A teaspoon and a half of chili powder. Because the way that I've heard it is white potato. Somebody says, I'm cooking white potato. They never ever said, I'm cooking white potato curry. They never use curry in that phrase. So this is the first time I'm hearing it. I see you enjoy the plaza. I usually buy. I saw World of Samosas only after I left. When I googled the place and I looked through pictures, I was like, there's an inside to Oriental Plaza. I didn't know that. I didn't know that Oriental Plaza has it inside. At least I didn't know that when I went there. Okay, that's what it looks like. Now I'm going to put the tomato inside. Okay. I just put the tomatoes in there. Do you buy up-to-date potatoes? I don't know what potatoes they are. I just see them on the side of the street and I'm like, I want that. A yellow potato. Are you telling me that people make potato curry and they only use turmeric? That's so interesting. I never thought of that the chili could be spiced with the turmeric and that I could put chili and I don't have to put masala. It didn't occur to me. Okay, so I just put all the potatoes in, and now I'm gonna, do the thing. Okay, now add a bit of water and I'll put it on high. I don't want to add too much water, not to cover. I don't want it too liquid. And then I'll put the lentils in last. And I've also got to salt that. Potato curry you cook on low and medium heat. I have to put it high to bring it to the boil first. So if I am to reduce the heat, I'll probably reduce the heat once it comes to a boil. Okay, now I'm going to do dishes. So where do I put you? There's no meat. There's no meat. We don't eat meat here. Thanks, Sarah. Did you already add salt? No, I didn't. I did not add salt. Is that nosiness or is that curiosity? You save me on water by washing. This is how I wash dishes. The water is coming. I mean, I'm going to use water to rinse the dishes. What else purpose is the water going to serve while I'm lathering the dishes? Okay, I should sing a different song. If you want to see my flat, take care, Sarah. If you want to see my flat, I posted an apartment tour. Which went viral on Instagram and TikTok. But most on Instagram. Like my video is almost at 100,000 views. And Instagram is tough. It's got a challenging algorithm. So to see that video pop off the way it did, I'm so joyous for my growth as a content creator. Content creator. I can feel the spice in my throat. Even though I did not taste it, it feels like it's radiating from the pot. Thanks, Bam Bam. Thanks for the hearts. Thanks everyone for the gifts. Thanks for the likes on the live. Follow me on all of my social media. I'm also posting on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook. If you want to see a repeat of all of my live replays, you're going to find them on my YouTube channel. The name is Shaun on YouTube, so you can catch up with all the lives that you missed on there. I don't want to show outside view just to avoid creeps. Avoid creeps, so you're not getting an outside view. Maybe when I leave. When I leave, I'll show you an outside view. How many chilies did you use? 3. I don't have any plans at the moment. I don't have any plans to leave at the moment, but I'm open to it. I'm waiting for the universe to tell me what's happening. 1 wasn't doing it for me, that's why I tried 3. 2 was not spicy enough. And if 3 doesn't give me the heat that I'm looking for, it's definitely telling me, Shaun, you've got to bring in the red chili and the green chili to try to balance now, because the red and the green have real flavor. This one has a lot of spice. And as you try those 3 types of chilies, you see that you feel them differently. Like with red chili, your lips are usually on fire. With green chili, it's more on the tongue. With this habanero, it's more on the head. So they have different. Yeah, this is a gas geyser. But I don't use it. I don't. Gas fumes? Not into that. Lung cancer? I mean, I'm already dealing with cigarettes, so that's just another problem. Red, more light, green, more heat. They have different heats and they have different flavors as well. Where does a person get ghost pepper in the shops? Okay. Is it me? If you were cooking, would you salt at this stage? These are go. I'm not into food lovers. What's 10Z, 20Z? What's your take about Joburg CBD? It's, you know what, if you could live in the CBD, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And that was my test for myself. My test for myself was, can you live here? And now that you can live here, you can live in Nigeria, you can live in Brazil, you can live anywhere. The only thing to add is the lentils. Also, somebody said that New York is as dirty as a CBD can get. So if you can live here and you can not just tolerate it, but you can thrive, then there's no in the world that's inaccessible to you. And that's what I wanted for myself, because I'm always talking about solo travel and those types of things, but I haven't lived in the Joburg CBD. I feel like it's a necessary step for me personally. That means that if I did want to live in Durban, I could live in the CBD and I could avoid the thousands and thousands of rentals. But I don't want to move backwards in my life. Are your neighbors nosy? No, they're not. Have you been to Durban? I lived there in 2018. This curry is orange. I like the color that I'm seeing. I don't want to taste. I feel like it's definitely gonna be spicy. But I'm trying to also like cut one of these potatoes with a spoon to see the level of softness, and no, it needs more time. Okay. Hey, Bromfontein, you sleep with your eyes open. Bromfontein feels like Wits vibe. So you know, if it turns out that I go study a master's at Wits in arts, then maybe living in Bromfontein would be ideal. Y'all are arguing, but do y'all even know each other, or what's that? Just arguing with strangers. Hi, here by Denver. The curry is cooking. I've got some leftover pap in the fridge. It's pretty comfortable. Yeah, I do think Bromfontein is a decent place to live. I would want to do a master's in arts. Before I'm 35. Oregon. I don't have a microwave. I prefer Cape Town over Durban. Use a GP for it. What's GP? The lid from this pot broke when I was living in Madrid in 2019. It fell to the floor and shattered. Thanks, Ravashni. So I bought this replacement last year. I bought it from at home. Would you ever move to KZN? No. Do you need stuff for your flat? Couch TV. I wouldn't call a couch and a TV need. I would call them like, if you were to put more things in here, what would you put? Is that tomato chutney? It's potato curry. Have you lived in Pretoria? No. Mom, if you want to see the apartment, go watch the apartment tour video. I love this flavor. The tomato one is intense. No ways, done. Absolutely no ways. I'm not looking for South Africa anymore. Truly, honestly. South Africa, thanks so much for 30 years. I'm ready for something different now. Give me Brazil, give me Thailand, give me Japan, give me Spain, Italy, United States, Mexico, Canada, and so on. No, I don't experience that. I want the food. Do you eat pap? Yes. You should come to the UK. Thank you for that. Hi, Phil. Thanks, Don. I feel bored in South Africa. I feel bored with South African men. I feel bored with my potentials and opportunities in this country. I feel if I really had to do this for the next 60 years, sure. But I feel like there's more. There's more out there in the world. In terms of different cultures, different spaces to live, different challenges to master, different skills to master, different things to learn, different opportunities and experiences to have. There's so much more out there, and I feel right now I've already reached. I was thinking about this yesterday that it took me 3 months to become accustomed in the CBD. It took me 4 months to bring my business back online. It took me 5 months to get into the flow and thriving with things. And by month five, I feel like I'm done. Whatever's to do here, I've done it. Whatever's to learn here, I've learned it. Yeah, that's why. Um, why not Nigerian? What are you talking about, Daredevil? How long have you been living in Joburg? 5 months. I don't know if I mentioned to you, but my perception of time is faster than it was before I was a meditator. So 5 months feels like a long time. And in Kenilworth, at the end of month five, it was time to go. What clicked for me in Kenilworth was that nothing really was going to change to make it easier to move. And if I ever did want to move, I need to move with what I have available right now. That means with the same budget, with the same everything. So the thinking is the same right now that if I am to move, I cannot wait for the right time. I cannot wait for something. I need to first consult with my intuition um, when it feels right in my spirit, in my soul. But do I feel like there's more to be done in Joburg, in the CBD? No. At this point, I'm now thinking of places to go. I'm like, okay, now I've got to go. I've been to Fordsburg. I've got to go to Mayfair. Okay, now I need to go to that theme park in the south. Somebody said Lenasia. Somebody said Benoni. Somebody said Pretoria. So now I feel like when you look at the Solo Journeys playlist, everything up until the current Solo Journeys episode 21, from the time I moved to Joburg, I did the Santon Solo Journey, I did Rosebank, I did Four Ways, I did Bank City in the CBD, I did now, Fordsburg. I feel like I've covered the basics of what I intended to. Yes, Gold Reef City. A mattress is a bed. Did you go Greenstone? What's Greenstone? A bed is a mattress. A bed can be a bed of leaves, sticks. It's really. Whoa, okay. The fumes, whatever spice is in there, I feel it in my throat. Okay, the potatoes are cooked. What? How? Was I really talking for Manenberg? No, if I do live in Cape Town, it's not. The only place I will consider is Atlantic Seaboard. Because that's where I haven't lived before. Atlantic Seaboard, probably Sea Point. If I go to Cape Town, I'll live in Sea Point. Do you need stuff for your flat? Not really need, but if I wanted to add things, it would be a TV or a couch. If you want to help me out with that, if you got an extra one lying around, send me a DM. So here are the lentils that you might have seen I made okra stew with. It's not looking good on camera. I'm putting them in the curry. I guess now would be the right time to also taste the salt. I shouldn't be scared to taste the spice, right? I was the one that chose how many chilies are going to go into the curry. Okay, let's taste. Ah, it's not bad. It's not overwhelming. I think my fear there was more excessive than what it is. Can you arrange transport? Let's talk about it in the DM. I don't want to put too much salt, just enough. And at the back of my mind, it's saying add the soup, but the soup is gonna make it bland. The soup will thicken, but it will merge all the flavors into one. Perfect in terms of salt. In terms of potato-ness, needs more time. Let's do a little bit of water. Potato curry with lentils. I feel it in my bones. What side you having it with pap? I don't think pap is a side. What spices used? I just used habanero chili and chili powder. So here's the pap. Okay, Kerwin and whatever, GKF. Please stop. I'll have to. Thanks, Bam Bam. Thank you. Yeah, please stop. Y'all are making the chat into something that this is not the theme of the live. I'm craving something savory like snack corn. Those pretzels were delicious. No, Shravan, I was just messing with you when I said Mauritius. This is South Africa. It is almost 8 o'clock. Thanks, Mom. This chair was gifted to me by a subscriber. Okay, so when I'm satisfied with the level of softness of the potato, I usually take the pap from there and I put it inside the pot to heat with the curry. So I'm going to do that. As you can see, I was watching this movie called The Wailing. This guy is the main character, the detective. He's very stupid, and I think it's it's very rare for me to get annoyed at the stupid decisions that a character makes in a movie, but I think when you are getting annoyed at how stupid the character is, that's how well they played it, right? Thanks, Mom. Send me a DM if you don't mind, because I cannot access DMs right now. Are you vegetarian? Yes. Hi, Desiree. Hi, A. Okay, the potato just needs probably like 10 minutes. 10 minutes to be perfect. And then I'm going to take the leftover pap which, as you can see, I got pap and beans the other day. There's leftover pap here, and I'm gonna put it inside the curry to cook. If you have a microwave and you like to eat your items separately, you can do that. But that's how I like to do it. If you're new here, follow for more. I am cooking very often and I love food and I love cooking. Vegetarian food, vegetarian cuisine. I also do solo dates, solo journeys. Go check out the content on my page and click the link in my bio for more resources for free spirits. These are often resources that have to do with your peace, calm, clarity, authenticity, courage, freedom, and the like. I have a bunch of ebooks, courses, a newsletter, and more. Click the link in my bio for more. Thanks, Mom. So you won't try to make a mutton curry? No. It's not going to become like porridge. No, when I first checked it, some potatoes were not soft enough. Did you boil the lentils? The lentils were in a can. Which school in Great Town did you go to? Secondary, yes. Can y'all see that? Y'all can see that. Okay, let's taste. This level of it cut, but it still gave some, let's call it bite, some resistance. Let's taste the gravy. How's the salt doing? Ooh. Wow. Okay. I think I'm gonna give the potatoes 5 more minutes without the pap, and then maybe 10 minutes with the pap inside. Spicy, yes. And the level of sweat on my head will tell you how spicy it is. What's your profession? I'm a content creator. I'm not currently studying. I do have qualifications in finance and I did complete 2 years of a fine art degree. I also have a lot of corporate experience in FMCG, in marketing, in fintech, in business lending and business financing, in education operations, in data and business intelligence. I've also started my own business with regards to coaching, where I blended spiritual life coaching with positive psychology coaching. So I support individuals with reaching their internal personal development goals through my coaching. And I have a lot of experience. Even before I graduated with my finance degree, I worked as operations intern in a wealth management company, and I did internships at Unilever, both in brand development, which is marketing strategy, and brand building, which is marketing execution. And I also worked in supermarkets. You saw me worked at McDonald's. I also did fast food for a little bit, but prior to that, somewhere in my undergrad, while I was doing internships, whatever, I also worked in retail at Checkers. And when I was in high school, I worked at Mincash Food Town, which was also a supermarket. So I have a wide, broad variety of qualifications, experience, and skill sets, and more. And so at the moment, I don't really think about career. I think about what impact am I having in the world? Am I in alignment with my authentic self? Whoa. Where did it end up? Yeah, what I was saying, what I was saying was that I have a wide variety of skills and experience from across various domains, whether that's, my qualifications or my work experience or even the business that I've built and, the content and the platforms that I've built as well. So when it comes to career, it's not something I think about. I don't think about career. I think about the impact that I have in the world, and am I in alignment with my authenticity, and am I living out my goals and my dreams, and do I feel like I'm living a meaningful, fulfilling life? Those are things that I think about. I don't think about career. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello? It's on. Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad. So you're saying when the mic went out, you could still hear me? Added a bit of water. Let's taste the salt level again. By the way, if you're concerned about double dipping, I'm the only one eating this curry. It's all for me. This movie is boring. It's definitely on one of those top 10 lists, but it's boring. I think I want to watch Tragedy Girls. Maybe I'm going to watch Tragedy Girls this afternoon. Oh, you can hear the background noise. In my next season, it's going to be silent, I promise you. I will have silence, and it's the last thing I do. Okay, I'm now going to put the pot in here to heat with the rest of the curry. That's okay, Dedimus. Marriage is not necessarily my goal in life. Double dipping will not make the curry go off if it's still boiling. Because won't that kill all of the bacteria? It will. Any update on the Banacqua bottle? What update? A bottle doesn't change shape. Plastic does not degrade unless exposed to the elements. You want to know if it's doing well? I'm sorry, that question is so ambiguous. Maybe you can be specific. Has it been used? I've not used the Banacqua bottle recently. The last time I used it, didn't I tell you? Did I tell you or I didn't tell you? RIP, you're asking about the gym. There's currently a pause on that. The mic is connected. Hello? Can you hear me clearly or not? Jojo says yes, and I see the light on, so the light on tells me it is connected. I feel it in my soul. 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 Yeah, I don't know what to do about the the sounds coming from other areas. What do you do for fun? I draw, I watch horror movies, I make content, I express myself creatively, I go out to have coffee and breakfast, I travel, I go on adventures. I live my life like an adventure. If you want to live your life like an adventure with more courage, risk, and vulnerability, I wrote a book to show you how I do it. It's called Solo Journey, and you can get it through the link in my bio. What time do you normally wake up in the morning? If I intend to go somewhere, I'll wake up before 9, like maybe 8:30. If I want to eat magwinya for breakfast, I'll wake up at 7 or 7:30. If I overworked, I'll wake up around 10 or 10:30. So it all depending on my level of energy, what I did the day before, what plans are there for the current day, and so on. Thanks, Deadly Miss. Enjoy life to the fullest, live life to the fullest, live your life like an adventure, be free. And does the noise of the CBD not wake you up? The headboard acts as a sound dampener. All the sound is coming from this direction. So I created a little cozy nook in there. Thanks for 20 love. Which, by the way, if you want to be an active member of my fan club, send me a heart me. I created a cozy nook in there. You see it in the apartment video, in the apartment tour, where it's like a wall at the base, the headboard, and then a wall there. So it's cozy and it dampens all the sound. Thanks, Jay. Thanks for the hot meat. How many of the habaneros did you use? It's really hot. I used 3, and the spice is not coming through. The spice is definitely not coming through. Oh, I added the pop. Okay. It's coming through, but it's not coming through as strongly. Wow, I look super hot. Hello. Okay, look at that stature. Okay, let's say I have been going to the gym. Well, I did have my gym time where I developed my routine and I enjoyed the results that I was seeing. But look at that. Thanks, Bam Bam. Look at that. Look at the size of my arm. Oh my God. Okay, let's absorb this. Yes, this is me. Yes, this is true. I do look like this. And love what I'm seeing. Did you add the seeds? I did add the seeds. Thanks for the club cheers, Bam Bam. I haven't seen club cheers before, so thanks for sharing it. Satnarayan, hi, I'm doing well, and you? Satnarayan. Is that really you in the picture? Because, hi, Melissa. Do you visit your parents? No, I don't. The puff is usually stiff if it's been in the fridge, so when you reheat it in the gravy, it definitely does soften. It softens beautifully. How's your day looking tomorrow? Pretty free. The only thing that I've got to do tomorrow, which is a lot actually, is that I've got to upload all of my lives that I haven't uploaded from the last one that I did. Do you have siblings? Yes, I have a lot of siblings. You can't even handle normal chili. Sorry about that. You know what? I think you already know that the family I grew up in, they didn't really make it. Um, you know what? I was always made to feel like I'm not welcome. And my mom even said to me directly she would rather live alone. So, this whole thing about like, why you're not staying with your mother and all of that, she would rather live alone. And they always talking about like, she always used to tell me, find your way, aka go away and do whatever you want to do. So me first initially feeling like it's rejection, now feeling like it's freedom. Um, if my mother ever wants to be seeing me, she'll visit me here. But will I be going to wherever she is? Not really. Find your way means be a man. Okay, let's see it like that then. As long as you found peace, yes. I think that um the way it's going is the way it's meant to go because all of the alternatives are not looking good. Like if I was the son that lived with the mother, it was not looking good for me. It wasn't, honestly, truly. You have the ability to walk naked in your apartment, not in winter. Not in winter. Also, something interesting happened. Okay, I'm moving on from that topic. Moving on. I would say my mom and I have a decent relationship. It's not bad. There's nothing toxic going on. We don't insult each other. We don't swear at each other. But she's definitely talking about me with the other people, and that's I don't that it feels like that's part of what she knows. Visit your mom before it's too late. No, if she wants to visit me, she'll visit me. But these types of relationships where you're always pursuing, I can't do that. Like I even mentioned to her like a month or two ago, like we still talking, you saying goodbye to me while we're talking on the phone. You saying goodbye like two or three times and then we keep talking. You just cannot wait to put the phone down. She stopped doing that. But it just showed me that I have this urgency about talking to you. I have this urgency about wanting to hear from you. I have this urgency about sharing my life with you. I really like, I'll answer your call whenever you call me. Why am I so like pursuing you, you know, as a mother? Why does it look like I'm desperate for your attention? So let's see, you know, let me slow down a bit because I did this in other relationships as well, where I was always there. I was always there, giving my attention, giving my presence. To the point that when I stopped with those relationships, like with that friend didn't call me. Whole year went by. Whole year still going by. Don't hear anything. So I was often the one helping the relationship hang on. So I don't want to be desperate for anybody's attention, even the parents. That's very sad. I mean, it's not really. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Let's leave it there. I think just in closing, the relationship is fine. There's nothing to be concerned about, as far as I know. Um, but but definitely some of those people, they have their voice in her ear. I mean, she's still the daughter, she's still the sibling. I don't know what weird things they're saying. And she's never been somebody that stood up for me, that advocated for me, that defended me. She's always been somebody that apologized for my presence, apologized on behalf of me being here, of me existing. So when she's talking to me, I know who I'm speaking to, but other than that, I don't know, you know, and I don't need to know. I don't need to know. I'm at peace with where my life is, how my life is going, and what I'm doing in my life and in the world. But I sometimes it feels like what y'all want for y'all's parents, y'all are asking me that. Okay, I think I can put the curry off now. It's kind of like the same situation with the father. Like the father made a conscious and intentional choice to leave, but now when I'm communicated with, they're like, "We want to hear from you. When will you come visit us? When will you forgive? You sound like you're not forgiving. You sound like you're angry. Like what?" There's so much pressure on me to now fix the relationship that you made a decision about not wanting. I don't get it with some of these people. I truly, honestly don't get it. I'm not. Let me just say this. I'm not being desperate for anybody's attention, company, or relationship, and that's my view. If you see me as somebody that's worth having in your life, that's a blessing to you. And many of you know that from the little that you know about me. But the people that I did have in my life often always took me for granted. Many people didn't see any value or worth in me for their own reasons that I can never understand. Like, I look like somebody. I mean, okay, if a family member hated the father and I look like the father, automatically they're so blind and ignorant that they can't see that when they look at me, they're actually seeing somebody else. So they're thinking their dislike for me is actually about me, but they can't click that it's actually about somebody else. So I got dealt with all of people's problems about Anthony, about their poverty, about their emotional unavailability. People were just dishing out their problems to me. And I was too blind. Remember, I was in a cloud before I started meditating. I was in a cloud. I couldn't really see myself, life, anything clearly. And now that the cloud is dissipating, um, I can look for those relationships where I am loved, I am cherished, and I am valued. And I didn't see that. Honestly, I didn't see that with my family members. Truly and honestly, I didn't see that. I didn't see that with friends that I had. I didn't see that with teachers. I didn't see that with the community that I grew up in, including Greytown. Everybody had a plan for me. Nobody really was encouraging me to be myself. Everybody knew what they wanted to do with me, which piece of the chessboard I would be playing today. Everybody had their plan. Even the strangers had a plan. So I'm moving on. I'm living my life. I'm being authentic and true to who I am. And I'm not looking back. Okay. Thanks, Don. This is the food that I cooked. I added lentils and I added 3 habanero chilies. So we're going to see how hot this is right now.